Hello, my name is Abhijit Karode. I'm a member of the Garje Marathi Innovation Academy team, specifically focused on the cloud work stream. Today, we're going to talk about our coursework, the cloud for the AI era, especially how we differentiate ourselves from other courses out there and why you should be signing up for that based on you are a new computer science graduate, you are in mid career, or you just want to check out what you can do in your career to make an impact in this new cloud in the era of AI. So let's double click deeper on the current scenario where we are. So what we think is it's a perfect storm for the cloud era right now. On one side, we have a rapid adoption of AI, and AI is transforming all verticals of your life, whether it's business or personal life. Industries spanning from regular industries like healthcare to retail to government. So every aspect of life is touched by AI. And at the same time, are seeing cloud adoption growing along with that. So, for example, the cloud market surged beyond 330 billion in 2024, and most of that was fueling by AI. And 2025 is no different if you're keeping a track of the growth of that. So the way we are thinking is, see, you have your projects. You're using Gen AI, wipe coding, and everything, and it works perfectly on your desktop. But that's just one thing to make it work for a POC. But taking it to production on cloud is completely different things, right? So traditional dev reality, as we can see on the slide, it can take months to set up, weeks to deploy, years to scale globally, and there is a lot of cost involved in that. Now, what we offer in this coursework, and we're going to talk in detail in the next few slides about it, that how you can quickly spin up resources in the cloud, optimized with cost, and you can shift the months to days, to weeks or days to take your POC to production. And again, with all the traditional good things about the cloud of pay as you go scalability. From a skills perspective, we think that cloud skills will be in premium. This is just a spectrum taken from the cloud computing, one of the websites, that what's the cloud job market looks like today. That there will be a change in the roles as we see a lot of DevOps become AI ops, and maybe some platform engineering skills becoming a wider skills, but definitely the knowledge remains. You need to be knowledgeable in cloud, you need to be knowledgeable in AI, and need to be knowledgeable in how to use AI and how to use cloud in the AI era. So it's a given that it's an AI driven feature, and you have to start making investments in yourself to be ready and to capitalize for this era. Before you dive deeper into the coursework and what it offers, let's talk about what is a cloud. So if you ask me, it's just this, right? The cloud is just somebody else's computer. But jokes aside, literally the cloud model, the cloud computing model has been there for 10 plus years now. And it's basically you don't have to have any resources in your data centers, in your enterprise, and you can just spin up capacity as you need and switch off. It's just like electricity. You put it on, it's available. You put it off, it's gone, and you're only charged for what you use. Now let's come to our offering and what GMG Cloud Academy is going to offer to you. As a beginner, if you are a beginner, if you don't know much about cloud, I would strongly suggest we start with our curated playlist. We already have a curated playlist for AWS, and for other clouds, it's in the making. What we would suggest is as a success criteria for this beginning level, which probably should take about 2 weeks, you attempt the cloud certification. For example, for AWS, there's the AWS Cloud Practitioner certifications. In fact, I'll be recording some more videos, introductory videos about cloud computing, which will help you in getting started with this. If you want to reuse what's out there, we have a curated video playlist, and I can share with this once you start registering for the course. The main meat of the course comes in the next session, which is what we think will span about for 4 weeks. It's heavily involved, and we would be focusing on one of these things. So you can have cloud DevOps, MLOps, or AIOps nowadays, cloud security. It's a big section. Cloud FinOps. And each track will be separate 4 weeks. It's not that 4 weeks you'll do all three. 4 weeks are, for example, just could be for cloud security. Cloud security is a very deep topic, and with, as you can imagine, so much of AI generated code landing on the cloud, the need to understand the layers of security and how you can protect your enterprises with that is going to be paramount, and so is the skill, and so is the demand. So in this particular track, for that matter, all the tracks is going to be a mix of classroom training, the way I'm doing it right now, like virtual lectures. But we'll also have some labs. There'll be specific lab sessions we'll be doing, a lot of hands-on work because that's how you exactly learn. We are here in the academy are strong believers in hands-on technology. The success criteria is going to be a bit tougher. Here is where we raise the bar. You would be given a capstone project, either from one of the Garje Marathi larger community, what the community needs. There are a lot of entrepreneurs connected with us. There are a lot of enterprises connected to us. So we can give you a curated list. You can pick up from them, or you can bring your project, something. If you are a mid-career professional and something you want to do in your domain, that could be taken as a capstone project. After, of course, we in the academy will qualify it or disqualify it based on that, and that can be considered as your graduation for this very core middle piece, what we call as the advanced stage of the coursework. Again, if you want to do all three of them, it's going to be 4 weeks each, separate ones. Now, then we kind of go into a much professional part of it, right? So you have done the beginner coursework, you have done the advanced coursework, you've gone deep into one of the tracks, but now you want to really connect with actual professionals. And this is where again our differentiator is. We are tightly connected with a global Garje Marathi community. It's a community of skilled professionals, entrepreneurs who are always looking for talent, for sincere and deep technical talent, and we will, based on your performance in the earlier advanced section and other advanced things and how you do, we will be basically not offering any structured internship or something, but we will introduce you to this larger community and will share your profiles with this community that hey, this is a Garje Marathi Innovation Academy Cloud Academy graduate. Why don't you look at it as you look in the market for this statement? And of course, the successful criteria would be you getting a placement, be getting a switch in your career if you're mid-career, or if you're new to computer science and data science, you get a career launch in things. Um, One of the kind of very north star could be you really take the skills and you launch a startup, right? And that's something we'll definitely there. And there are other Garje Marathi kind of initiatives where they will help you to take your idea from non-technical perspective into the market. Said that, let me just also talk about the cloud approach we are taking. Ours is not your typical cloud training. We are going to teach you how you're going to build AI first software, right? It's right from the beginning of a requirement cycle where you kind of talk to your customers, where you talk to your stakeholders about requirements. How do you arrange that in a specific way? How do you define all the works, the user stories, and everything? And there are specific tools. We will be talking about some tools, but we, in the course and in general as a philosophy, we will be agnostic of the cloud. We'll try to be agnostic of the cloud, and we'll try to be agnostic of the toolings or the AI toolings we'll be using throughout our coursework. Going back to our AI first software development workflow, you'll definitely see that I'm going to demo one part of it where you'll see how it is actually done. Then we have also generating code, which is the easier part. I think the number one and number two, three are very important in what we call as the AI software, AI driven software development workflow. And then, of course, when the code is done, the testing is done, and you deploy to the thing, and the cycle repeats, right? It's a more of a development life cycle, AI-driven development life cycle, than just one, two, three, four, five steps. Uh, what we basically, just to summarize what we are doing is we don't want you to just wipe code, right? Hey, I want to deploy financial software, retirement software to production or to cloud. Let me know how. And it does happen. Like, if you ask ChatGPT right now, or Cloud Code is going to do it for you. But that's not our approach. We prefer a phased approach. Requirements first. I mean, all the traditional things you have learned in a software development lifecycle still are relevant, but we'll be using AI tooling for that, and that's where the cloud in the era of AI kind of comes in. User stories, acceptance criteria, edge cases, architecture second. We'll go into a design phase, system components, data flows, interfaces. Of course, then generation of the code based on your architectural kind of decisions. And there is a lot of iteration which happens between requirements and architecture, and then only you kind of implement code. Again, in the coding phase, you have a lot of going back and forth as you code, test, and cyclical. And we'll be talking about that. We have a specific methodology in mind for that. Then also the most important part is monitoring observability. Once you deploy to the production, you need to observe what's happening in your system, right? And especially if you're going to scale, if you're going to secure, if you're going to, what cost is going to be to you, and all those things. I have a small demo for you. Let's try the recording. If the recording doesn't work, we'll switch to the actual tool and try to show you a demo. So right now in the demo, I'm using a tool for Amazon's Kiro, and I'm kind of taking an example of AWS Cloud. But again, as I said, in the academy, we're going to be agnostic of what cloud computing, hyperscaler we're going to talk about. We'll definitely start with the AWS, given the largest presence of the cloud, and it being AWS being the pioneer in the whole the cloud computing business as such. But we will switch. We'll switch the toolings. We'll switch the cloud, the hyperscalers as thing, because the fundamental, the concepts is agnostic. So let's try to play this. So what you see right now is Amazon Kiro, right? It's a typical IDE where you have just started with certain requirements about a system, and I had given it a prompt, right? That what this build up system which will create um, a retirement system, right? And then it created all the requirements. Then it also created, once it goes through that first requirement phase, you iterate through it. It goes to functional and non-functional, as we can see. There's non-functional security and everything also included in the design phase. So that's the advantage of that. If you're doing vibe coding, it's not going to help you. This is going to help you, that is going to get production ready. And of course, then that the design, based on design phase, you can create the task list, and the tool helps you. In this case, the tool is Amazon IDE, and in our coursework, we're going to start from scratch. So don't get too much, worried about that how this thing got created. But everything is prompt driven. And now your example, I'm just asking it to go and run on a task in an agentic way. So that's a kind of a small demo of what we will be offering you, and we'll be starting from scratch. So there is no need to worry about that. Hey, I don't know this tool. These tools are very intuitive, but you still need guidance on how to best make use of that. So your months, which you spent of putting up POs into production, become weeks or sometime days, right? So that's our main offering, and we would love you to join the GMG Cloud Revolution. Please scan this QR code today and register yourself. Thank you so much, and looking forward to work with you.